Welcome to the social circle where creators come together to turn ideas into impact and goals into a reality. I am Candace, and this is
Jennifer, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I started opposite. Sorry. So glad you guys are here today. Thank you for joining us on this very, very good episode. It's going to be a really good one, mostly because we've already talked about these things a lot. Very
Mhm.
good things to always remind yourself of. And let's get into it, Candace.
New year. And for those of you that may have been doing this for a little while or a long while, like us, you may feel a little bit frustrated because of changing algorithms, changing
Woosah.
everything, changing landscape in the world, right? So,
Yep.
what we're going to talk about today is marketing. And marketing isn't what you think it is. And maybe
Right.
that's why you're frustrated. So,
Totally agree.
we
Yes.
can
And
feel this, right? You're posting consistently, you're being present and nothing is working for you.
You feel like you've just gone down this whole long pathway and it's just been a dead end after dead end. It's really not. I'll say that. It's more of you just have to step back from what you've done and really take a hard look at where could it improve. And we've got a couple of ideas for that.
Absolutely. If you're frustrated, you're probably been there, like
Yes.
posting 3 times a day, posting three
Yeah.
times a day and not getting any engagement. You're trying out the trends that you see on social media and they're not working for you.
Yep.
You have lists and lists of ideas and things saved of what you want to do, but you still have no growth and no sales. And I mean, right now I'm kind of in a no traction zone on my Instagram. Like my numbers have been up and down as far as follower count goes. So I understand how that can be frustrated, but you have to reframe the problem. You
Right.
have to understand what marketing actually is. And
Hmm.
that's what we're going to talk about.
I love it because it's not a just copy what you see. We're not doing that anymore. It's effort. It takes work. It takes getting into the mind of the person you're trying to reach. And it sounds hard and it can be difficult, but that's what we're here for to walk you through that.
Yeah. So marketing is not just your posting every day.
No.
It's not, a consistency is part of it,
Yeah.
but that's not marketing. It's not chasing trends. It's not doing a random reel where you have no goal at the end. I know we talked about this in last week's episode. Have
Yeah.
a goal for every post. Do you want them to share? Do you want them to save? Do you want them to follow? What is the goal for the end of that post, when the end of that reel, when somebody looks at it, what do you want them to do? The call to action. So, it's about being intentional and guiding people from the I can relate to what you're saying or I see myself in what you're saying. Then you're building the trust and then comes the action from them.
Right. I totally agree with that. And just a quick reality check into what we're talking about here. If your page was completely dropped, you were blocked on Facebook, your accounts got dropped on Instagram, something happened, there's a glitch, you cannot get access to that anymore. Would your audience know what you help with if you were to start again?
I mean,
Would
I'll be honest right now. I don't think mine would, other than chaos. That is the
And that's the
resounding.
best. That's a really great answer, though. It sounds crazy and it sounds like, well, what the hell are we doing here? But honestly, you have to be that real with yourself.
Yeah.
And knowing that about you and knowing how I am about me, when you're looking in through the looking glass, I just got done watching Alice in Wonderland with my kids. When you're done looking through the looking glass, you kind of have perspective on what's the best way to come in and approach yourself with the audience. Just going through and being that real is really a
Yeah.
very good first step. Don't hate on it. Don't think you're behind. Don't think you're, negating anything that you've done or learned up to this point. You just now have to adjust. That's all. It's a pivoting point.
Yeah. So let's talk about the differences, right? What is content? What is the marketing and branding? Because my favorite thing to say, Jennifer, is you
You
are
are the
the
brand.
brand. But why is that, right? So let's get
Right.
into that a little bit.
For
What
sure.
is the content?
So that content, right? We're talking about the what. What are you there for? What is the reason you show up to create the content every single day? Do you know and can you answer those it's simple. It's just you're thinking too much. Stop thinking so hard about it.
Yeah, the
Honestly,
content.
don't overthink.
Amen. And that is a fact. That is a fact. Even though I can tell you most marketers, most content creators that I've personally spoken to, and it's been a lot, hundreds, if not thousands at this point, but it's the overthinking is what kills us all.
It does. No, it really does because we're our own worst critic, our own worst enemy
Hmm.
when it comes to anything. I guarantee you that really, really bad reel that got 70 views on, it's not ever been watched again. So why are you harping on it on your own?
Right.
Why are you still attacking yourself for how bad it was? Move past that. Get
Yeah.
into what you needed to do to maybe tweak it, to change it. And this is what we talked about a lot in 2025, finding something that did well and how can you repeat the patterns of the one that did well versus the one that didn't do well. Stop making the stuff that didn't do well. And this is hard to do because again, my experience here is that I would always think I have to recreate the wheel. I have to do something brand new every single time. The reality is, are you able to be consistent and do the content 100 different ways, but it's the same kind of content? That's a
Right.
very skilled thing to do.
Yeah.
And essentially, the skill is what you're selling, right? Depending on whatever your content is, it's all in what can you talk to your audience about that just intrigues them. And we've given a lot of ideas and a lot of tips throughout the 2025 year, bringing it back into this year. Branding. Candace, what is your opinion on branding?
Oh, branding. Branding is you. It's the feel of your content. For me, and I have asked followers, what do I portray? And they're like the chaos. You're the chaos that people are afraid to talk about, right? So it's the feeling, it's the tone, the personalities, your values, and what you believe in, and what you do on a daily basis. That consistency of what you do. And that's where repeating things comes into play as well. Example is my things I refuse to do at 40 or things I refuse to do at my age. I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit because I feel
Yeah.
like 40 is too narrow. So I'm switching it up a little bit, but that's my personality. It's my tone. It's the no BS, short and sweet. I refuse to do this. And people are loving it across my social media. They're
Hmm.
loving it. So it's me. It's my branding. I'm not trying to sell anything with that other than to gain trust from from my audience, from my communities.
And I
And
think the gaining trust part, it sounds like we should be educating to get the trust, but in reality, it's just showing up every single day. That's the
yeah,
trust that really needs to be developed more than the sell, because the sales will come when people say, "Oh, it's Candace again in my feed. I love what she has to talk about. I want to know blah, blah, blah," right?
XYZ.
That's when
Yeah.
the sale comes after that, after the trust has been built, because Candace has shown up every day and has put her 10 toes down on whatever topic she's talking about, and people are coming back for more. That's when we mean trust. We don't
Yeah.
mean teach them to trust. We mean show them you show up for them to trust.
Yeah. Right. Well, yeah, that's where it starts. I feel like
Yeah,
you can gain trust in so many ways,
for sure. Yeah.
but that is definitely the baseline, bottom line of it is consistency. And don't ever forget that you are the brand, not anything that you're selling, because that may change. It may change 10 times before you figure
Yeah.
out what you actually want to do, and that's okay. But in order for you to sell something, you have to understand the marketing, which is the why, the
Hmm.
direction. It's the strategy behind the content. It's the reason that we said last week, have a goal. Have a goal for every reel. And then that one time you're have a goal for a sale, then you're going to tell people exactly what to do. It's the action you want somebody to take, whether that could be the selling, it could be follow, it could be save, share, whatever. That is the
Hmm.
action, that is the marketing in your reels, in your content. You can have Trust me, you can have great content and strong branding and still be terrible at marketing. Hi, my name is Candace, and I have been there. So, why posting, why do you think posting is not considered marketing? Just posting in general, Jennifer.
Posting, and I remember reading a comment from someone when a creator said, is creating content hard? And
Mm,
random Joe just says, well, no, because you're just posting something. And I'm
hmm.
like, you're not creating. You are not actually putting in research to find answers to, solve a problem for somebody. You're just somebody random who is making a comment just to make a comment. You're a troll that we don't want to read. That's just hitting post just to say, I'm going to be out there. It's not for attention. It's not for attracting anybody. It's just doing a thing just to get it done. And I'm guilty of that because at one point I did not know what I should be posting as a digital marketer, right?
Right.
And at the
Same.
time,
I'm guilty of that as well.
yeah, it was so confusing for me, number one, because I didn't understand what I needed to know to break down content so that I could post something that was effective towards my goal. And
Hmm.
I also didn't know, a whole lot of different things. I didn't know what I didn't know.
Right.
I now
Amen.
know marketing is an actual system. And when you are able to take formulas and patterns and create things that are producing results that you're hoping to see in a positive way, you're getting better with your marketing system, right? So
Hmm.
you got to do things over time. You got to fail a whole lot before you actually, and we had one of our guest speakers on who I really loved. I think it was the comment about he had to do a lot of mistakes with his businesses in order to understand how to do well with his current business. And that
Yeah.
was the CEO, right, of Viral View,
Yeah. Trevin Peterson. Yep.
Brevin Peterson. I think
Yep.
that was such a good conversation. It just took him time, and it takes a lot, like another mentor of ours, 8 years of posting just to post content when nobody was responding, not
Yeah.
understanding the marketing behind it. So finally, when the marketing kind of took hold, it made sense and their account grew, their, sales grew. So it's all just you have to understand what problem you're going to solve and post it clearly so that you can get, your marketing message in there correctly rather than just see what some other viral creator did, try and
Hmm.
recreate it and think, oh, that's going to go viral too. No, I'm sorry. That's not how that works.
Right. It's really not. I mean, we've tried it, and
Yeah.
I'm sure there's many
Yes, I have.
listeners. Yes, me too. And I'm sure there's many listeners that have tried that, but posting is not marketing, it's an action.
Yeah.
Marketing is a system, just like Jennifer said. So, like example is just posting a reel with no intention other than to get something out there
Hmm.
versus posting a reel with a clear problem. Like you're directly talking to your avatar and telling them what the clear problem is and what you can do to help them solve that problem. What is the outcome of that? Talking
Yeah.
about your life is just posting. But if you connect your life to a struggle or a pain point of your audience,
Hmm.
then that is marketing.
If there are any Swifties listening, you will understand what I mean when I say marketing is a system because Taylor Swift is a
Mm.
marketing system.
She is a marketing genius.
Marketing
Yes.
genius. The number of Easter eggs that are dropped, the number of, oh my gosh, so many things that she does is all complete intention for a sale to
Yeah.
connect with her audience.
Yep.
That's her primary goal. That's always been her primary. And I kind of, I'm not going to go into it, but I really enjoy how Taylor Swift is so great with just getting the next, records out and doing it in such a way that we don't even know we're being marketed to. We just
Right.
know we love the person who's giving us this thing.
Yeah.
That is trust. That
Yep.
is the brand. That's where if you can kind of compare these things to what you're trying to do, it might help you clarify some things a little bit for yourself.
Yeah. So why do we get stuck? Because I've been there, Jennifer's been there, we've been there, right? Those of you
Hmm.
that are listening, I'm sure you've been there. And if you haven't yet, Bless you.
It's
But you
coming.
may get there. You may get there at one point. So why do we feel stuck?
Yeah,
Creating without intention,
for sure. Yeah. Not
not
knowing
having that goal.
exactly, not knowing why you want someone to watch your video or what your content can do for someone to help someone, that just leads to more of, well, this didn't work, so I must be horrible. It must be me. They just don't attract to me. And it's not so much you and how you're showing up, it's more of you just haven't found the right pattern. You just haven't found the right format to get your strategy in process with your marketing. So I think with, constantly creating just random pieces, hoping for virality, not the best way to go about marketing because you're not
Right.
marketing at all. You're just literally posting for that viral post. You're just being a TikToker trying to just make $1 million on TikTok. It's not going to happen that way,
Right.
unfortunately.
Right. And another reason, and again, I have felt this, hoping that your consistent posting will somehow magically convert
Right.
to people knowing what you're selling, what you do, all of that, right? Go back to our original question. If your account was to go away tomorrow, would people know what you're about? I could pull out a handful of creators right off the top of my head that if their account disappeared tomorrow, I would know exactly what their posts are going to be about when they start their new account. I would know exactly
Hmm.
because they repeat it. It's their brand, it's who they are, right? You're not going to magically
Right.
convert people if you don't tell them what you're doing. If that's not in your messaging. So that just be consistent is a myth. It's a myth to selling. Now, it will help you grow. It will 100% help you learn.
Yes.
You will learn to dissect your reels. You will learn what's good, what's bad, what works for you, what doesn't, which fonts you want to use, which sounds. All of that will help with the consistency piece. So, but the just be consistent when it comes to you're going to be a millionaire one day, it's a myth. And why is it frustrating? Because it's skipping the entire strategy. It's skipping the marketing strategy of your product, of your coaching, of your whatever. It's just skipping over that altogether.
I got to put in one thought here. I don't know, 6 months ago, I was just doing a random scroll, doom scrolling, also looking for some trending audios at the time. I came across this mom who is a stay-at-home mom and she takes Costco sheet cakes for like 45 plus people and they're pre-decorated and
Hmm.
her shtick would be to remove all of the pre-decorations from the Costco sheet cake and then she then adds on her own decorations with her own piping skills. So she doesn't bake the cake. We don't go through that process. Our whole watch is her removing what Costco did and then her adding her own twist. And there was one post, she had like 500,000 followers at the time on Instagram. She had 1 million followers on Facebook. So she was huge because people just wanted to see that transformation from what Costco did to how she was making it. She made a post and she said, I'm leaving Instagram because I'm not getting paid enough because my videos are reaching people, but I'm not getting enough of an income by having to make these kinds of posts.
Right.
And she was going to Facebook, is what her claim was. Facebook will pay more for the video. So when I heard that, now, A, could have been brilliant marketing. Wouldn't
Mm.
know it if I was looking at it. Wasn't positive on that. I really think she felt frustrated that she didn't get a paycheck from the social media platform she was choosing. And in her commentaries, people were commenting and saying, well, YouTube gives the highest payouts for videos. The thing that we don't understand, or the thing that we are being misled on, I think, is that posting a video consistently to get just views is not how you get paid from social media.
Right.
YouTube, different situation, right? Because that one will pay for X number of video views.
Yeah.
You also have to have engagement, and engagement happens because you've marketed something very well. And I think that's where we get frustrated. We feel stuck. All of these things just kind of pile on one on top of another. And it's all because of this misconstrued idea that if you just post every day and go viral every time, you're going to start making the money. That's not the way this works. I'm sorry.
No. It's definitely not. I mean, we'd be millionaires by now if that was the case. But the consistency is good, but if you have consistency without direction,
Yes.
it's very likely that you will get burnt out.
Hmm.
You'll confuse not only yourself but your audience,
Oh yeah.
and you'll have super inconsistent results at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If there's no direction, there's no system, there's no goal, you're going to have those inconsistent results. And I've
Hmm.
lived it. I've lived it.
Same. And I would equate consistency with, um, I would just say, misdirection at this point because you're not sure. You just
Yeah.
don't know, like I said before, what you don't know.
Yeah.
And until you've failed enough times to learn from the mistake, that's, the best question at the end of all of this would be, what is your consistent message going to be? What will you consistently show up and share, say?
Yeah.
Get someone to do some kind of a prompt of some kind. That's the best way to think about what is consistent for you. Um, I know we've got some people in our community that they're proud, number one, that they're being consistent and posting every day. That is a win. I'm not going to
Mhm.
deflate that because that is a win
Absolutely.
that you're actually showing up every single day doing the one same thing every single time. That is a good thing. Now we just
Yeah.
need to work on the skill levels behind that. That's all we're trying to get you to do.
Right. And that goes back to mindset, right?
Yeah.
Being consistent, making it a part of your daily routine to post whenever that may be, however that may be. But
Yeah.
that consistency just helps you. It helps your mindset wrap around going from, like Jennifer always says, from an employee to an entrepreneur mindset.
Yeah.
Nobody's going
Yep.
to do it for you. Nobody's going to tell you to do it. It's something that you have to ingrain in your own brain that you're going to do this every day.
Your why
So,
has to be powerful enough.
so being consistent is good, but you have to be consistent with a message,
Yes.
which is again why we talk about your content pillars, because that is an easy way for you to have those things, those 3 to 5 things that you're always talking about in your messaging.
Hmm. I think one practical takeaway for our circle hack today should be
Circle hack.
what you need to stop asking, what am I posting today? And instead, you need to start asking, what problem am I solving today? That
Mm.
should help you reorganize your thoughts, right? You have a lot of thoughts, you have a lot of information, you have a lot of know-how, you have a lot of creativity. Now you just have to fine-tune those things and break it down even further. What do you think about all that, Candace?
Yeah, I totally agree. What problem am I solving today? And it doesn't have to be like I'm solving the problem of people don't know how to cook a fish, right? It doesn't have to be that. The
Yeah.
problem solving could be humor, right? You could be just wanting to
Hmm.
make people laugh. You're solving their problem by making them laugh, bringing a little
Exactly.
brightness to their day. It could be showing them a new cup that just came out. You're solving a problem, right? It could be something simple, but you have to have that goal. Break down who am I doing this for? What are they stuck on? And what shift do you want them to have after watching? And then your call to action. What's the next step I want them to take?
Hmm.
Problem, perspective, practical tip, and a CTA. Call to
Hmm.
action. What do you want to do next? Hit that follow, save this for later, share with your friends, whatever. Buy my course, whatever that may be at the end. Figure out the problem, tell them from your perspective, give them a tip, and then just throw in that CTA.
And after all of those great things that Candace is telling you, we do offer that help inside of our Social Circle VIP.
Absolutely. That's why we have our community. And inside of our community, Jennifer, talk about your product that are putting together for the
I've been,
community.
yeah, I've been working out a worksheet, hopefully to make steps just a little more simple for everybody. I know I need this sometimes. Essentially, it is just a content worksheet, so you can decide what things you can, select together. So it's answering questions like, what do? You would answer it with, I am a hairdresser and I help people with prom night ideas.
Mm,
Perfect things that are so simple to do. It's just you're not able to come up with the why and the how, right? So it's
yeah.
just a questionnaire that you're answering for yourself. You just print it out, give yourself like a little side sheet to note comments on or whatever. And it's got right now I'm up to 7, prompts that'll go through it as far as, what do you do? What is the wrong thing? So the idea of getting the attention, what is something that will stop the scroll, and then, how to put it together. So there's that, there's the hook involved in here, um, showing out, the weird and then the final result. And then answering that question, what this matters for, because you again want to know what is the reason you're showing this to people. And I've got some examples in here based on the niches that, you might, or topics, whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah,
If
throw a
you're
couple of them out there.
yeah, if you're a content creator or an artist, I make art from broken kids' toys. An
Mm,
example of how to create a reel like that would be to show you breaking your kids' Legos into smashing up a bunch of pieces, right? And then the final result would be you're taking all of those broken up pieces and turning it into a beautiful piece of artwork based on, how creative you are as an artist. This would then be a reel with, a static line on there, a single text of nothing meaningful is washed away or is broken,
mm,
something like that. So it's just a way to answer all of these questions for yourself so that you can structure your content based on the strategy that you're trying to effectively put out there for your following people. We will have that inside of our Social Circle VIP as a free download. It'll be a PDF file if you want to check that out. Comment this and that, comment this and that, and we will send that out to you.
or just come on over to the Social Circle VIP in our school community.
It'll be right in
Right
there
now,
as a download. Yep.
yeah, right now you can join for free, but it won't be that way for the entire year. So we are looking forward to beefing up our community and getting these products out to more and more people. And honestly, to charge, it'll be a small charge, but it's really just to keep out the trolls and the
Yeah.
bots because the school platform has that as well. We've encountered some of those.
It's not a phenomenal fee, guys, less than $15 at this
Oh
point.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
super affordable. It's like the cost of a Netflix, even less
Oh,
at this point with no
yeah,
ads.
less than Netflix at this point. Shoot.
If you're
But
interested, check that out.
yeah, and remember that you're not bad at content. Your consistency isn't a bad thing. You're
Right.
just missing that marketing strategy.
Yeah.
And that's what we want to help you figure out.
For sure. I think what we are here to help you guys understand is just identifying your audience's actual problems that you know how to help. You know how to solve it because you've lived it, you've got the experience for it. Now we just want to help you package it in a clean way so that your audience can say, "Oh my God, I have to get it from this person." And, turning your life and everything that you're doing inside of that into marketing content. That is what we're here to help you guys do.
Yep. And if you want more help,
Check us out on Instagram. We are on there at the Social Circle VIP. Candace is at her own page at Just the Blended Wells. I am at Jen_Radilak. We are on all things podcast, all places you can podcast at Social Circle VIP. We are here for you guys, keeping you consistent, keeping us consistent by showing up
mhm,
every single week. If you are interested in more episodes like these, you must hit that subscribe so that you can hear us again. If you have anybody who is interested in anything like this or might be interested in today's conversation, please share this with them. Let them know, they're heard. Be a kind friend this year. Maybe try
yeah,
kindness as a as a New Year's resolution, and just share the message. We're
yeah,
here for you guys. This community is built for you and by you, as we are once we were community members of other groups and didn't
yeah.
get a lot of answers. We're here to answer your questions.
Amen. And thank you all for listening. I agree with Jennifer. Hit that subscribe button so you don't ever miss any episodes. And have a great week.
Have a great, great week.